He went on to spend over 2.5 decades with the FBI, specializing in counterintelligence and behavioral assessment. How did that experience really shape your view on human behavior, not just in high stakes interrogations, but in everyday life?
Well, the one thing you learn, as soon as you enter law enforcement is that you're really a paid observer, and how well you observe really determines how good you are in law enforcement. Even before I entered into the FBI, I was at Brigham Young University, and I'd gone through the Utah Police Academy, and there were some people there that were really good police officers. And what I noticed them is when they were on patrol, they would see things that at first I didn't notice. Something like the amount of dirt or leaves that were in front of a car, the tire of a car, and maybe the car was abandoned and things like that. And I learned to just observe with greater precision. And certainly in the FBI, especially in the area of counterintelligence, which is where I spent most of my time basically spy catching. Charlie, if you're a spy, you don't walk around saying, "Hey, I'm a spy, catch me." These are people who are trained to hide and conceal their activities and do so professionally. So how we detect them to a great extent is really based on our ability to observe even the most subtle of behaviors. For instance, how fast they walk on a regular day versus when they're operational. How often do they look at their watch or at their phone to see what time it is? And little things that you wouldn't see it as being suspicious, but begins to tell you something about someone who may be up to committing espionage.